Come on in. It's your boy G Bush. We back at it again, man. Let's get it going. I'm excited about today's show. I'm very excited about today's show because this is going to be, I would like to call it a little pep talk for the Cleveland Browns fan base. This is going to be a pep talk for all the Browns fan base out there. I know it's a lot of doom and gloom going around. And there's always the different degrees of grief that happen, right? Anytime you have grief, you got the stages of grief. And hopefully everybody has been over the grief stages and getting out of the disappointment, the denial, the anger, the vitriol, the sadness, the despair, the chaos that the injury to Deshaun Watson caused. And guess what? Those are all things that you should feel. I got a lot of emails and text messages from a lot of different people. And what I want to do is just let you guys know that all of those things are perfectly normal for what we're going through. But I got some different things that I'm going to try to persuade you on today. And I'm going to try to persuade you and give you some just give you some context into why I think the Cleveland Browns, obviously they're going to be they're going to take a little bit of a step back, obviously, because you don't have Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson showed you everything that he was worth and everything that he could be. You paid them $230 million to Deshaun Watson to deliver that 14 down the back stretch. So there's a lot of revelations that have happened. But to be truthful, I've looked at it like this. I'm leader of the Kool-Aid Mafia, and this really is not even about Kool-Aid. I told you back when nobody picked the Browns to win, I was the one who told you they would beat the 49ers. I was the one who said last week that the Browns would beat the Baltimore Ravens. That came to pass. I told you earlier this year that the Browns would beat the Bengals the first game of the season, and it happened. So all the biggest games of the year, no matter who was at quarterback, I've been able to tell you exactly why the Browns would win and how they would win. And if you've been watching me and you've been going through this process with the Cleveland Browns for a long period of time, you guys all understand and know that I've always preached a certain type of game plan. I've always preached a certain type of energy level. I've always preached that the Browns need to play a certain specific type level. And sometimes, to no avail, people didn't listen. But the Browns have now been forced by the injuries to play the style of game that the Browns should have been playing from Jump Street. And I'm going to tell you today, and this is, share this, put this out. I hope after you hear this conversation that you guys will understand why the Cleveland Browns are not done for this year, why the Cleveland Browns not only are not done for this year, the Cleveland Browns are the scariest team in the league to play right now. Cleveland Browns are the scariest team to play right now, and Halloween is over. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's get to it, man. And here, we'll start right off with the bat. DTR will lead the Browns past the Steelers. Let's get right off into it. And the reason he's going to lead them past the Steelers is this. DTR is going to be a completely different quarterback than what you saw against the Baltimore Ravens. And a lot of people are making a huge mistake by gathering and thinking and projecting that DTR is going to be the same guy that threw 3 interceptions, 19 to 36, 121 yards against the Baltimore Ravens, who's one of the best defenses in the league. Kid didn't even know he was playing till 10:30 on Sunday. And one of the things that I like about DTR, his feistiness, right? He said that in the press conference today, that I am not going to be the same player. Guys, let's talk about the first time you did anything. The first time you drove a car. The first time you rode a bike. The first time you had to do something that takes a high amount of skill set. Now multiply that by 1,000. And then on top of that, don't get the amount of game reps that you should be getting. Of course he was going to play terrible. Of course he was. But the Browns were playing a dangerous game, hoping that Deshaun Watson could come back. And the reason I'm able to tell you right now, the way I'm talking with such confidence level and the way I'm saying this is because I was the one who told you, go back and listen, I just don't do run 2 shows. I've been saying since the beginning, you have to mentally prepare yourself for life without Deshaun Watson this season. I've been screaming that from the top of my lungs from Jump Street. all last week, the week before, prior to that, I was telling you, guys, you're going to have to prepare yourself. The way injuries work, that shoulder he's battling through it. He's going to have some games he look good. He's going to have some games he look bad. He's going to have some games where he struggles. And I said, one hit can put him out. Go back and rewind my words. So I'm not just sitting here, people telling me I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and I'm just trying to, the world ain't coming over. You just trying to be positive. I'm just trying to tell you what I've been saying for the Jump Street. From 21 Jump Street, I've been telling you what's going on with Deshaun Watson. So my energy level comes from the fact that I've already prepared myself mentally. And that's what I wanted everybody on the Cleveland Browns to do. And to a certain degree, Kevin Stefanski has done that. See, DTR has been sitting behind Deshaun Watson. He's been sitting behind PJ Walker. And what I could respect from him is the fact that he believed that he was better than PJ Walker. You know what I respect out of DTR? He was embarrassed by what the Ravens did to him. Embarrassed. See, DTR ain't no regular type quarterback. He's had massive success at a big Division I school. I mean, he's played 5 years at UCLA, and he's played more games than just about anybody who's ever put on a college football jersey. He came out, had a lot of success in the preseason, and he was caught off guard. He was caught off guard. And I think to a man, you would say, I should have been ready to go. I really wasn't mentally prepared that I was going to be one snap away. And when I got in, I didn't have what I needed to do, ready to go. DTR is upset that he played that bad. He sat back and watched PJ Walker go get the wins. But as an athlete, as a guy who's a competitor, he wanted to get another opportunity at that, and he getting his opportunity against the Steelers. The reason DTR is going to lead the Browns past the Steelers, and the game ain't even going to be that close. The game ain't even going to be that close. I'm telling you that. Because the Cleveland Browns, when David Njoku came onto the set, he said, look, y'all might not see it. Y'all might not understand it. But it's something different in this locker room. It's something special in this locker room. And if you know, you know. And when he said that, you could take a look at the plays in which David Njoku catches the football and runs over everybody for the Baltimore Ravens. You take a look at the offensive line, including the receivers, everybody take a 4-yard run for Jerome Ford and bulldoze the entire Ravens defense. That's different. I've seen guys, Newsome make plays without Denzel Ward, their number one corner, and make a game-changing interception. I've seen Myles Garrett say, you know what, we need something on this play. I got you. You see, it's a total of the parts. And I've always been saying it from Jump Street. And a lot of people won't pay no attention to it until we get to this area right here. We've done so much of our game in the game of football it's only boiled down to whether or not your quarterback is good or not. We've boiled the whole entire game of football down to if you have a franchise quarterback and how many touchdowns and how many throws you got. But I'm here to tell you, I done played the game. I done been around the game. I done breathed the game. I go and talk to the people. Listen to what Bernie is saying. If you don't want to believe G. Bush, go listen to them. Football is more than just the quarterback. Is the quarterback important? Yes. But the quarterback was important when they beat the 49ers. The quarterback was important when they went out there and beat the Bengals. The quarterback was important last week with the Ravens. And by the way, it was Lamar Jackson that made the mistake. The MVP candidate, Lamar Jackson, that turned the ball over, gave us 6 points, and we went down and scored. See, the reality of the situation is this. The Cleveland Browns have everything that they need to do. In the quarterback position, yes, it takes a hit. You paid Deshaun Watson for going 14-14, throwing the football around and coming back and getting when you come down from situations like that. But let me just remind you what the Browns are already down right now. You down your best player was not Deshaun Watson. Your best player was Nick Chubb. He's been gone the whole year, basically. And guess what we continue to do? Run the football better than just about anybody in the game. It's about, I keep telling y'all, it's about the identity. It's about the way you go about it. That just because Nick Chubb go out don't mean we ain't who we are. I did a whole blog talking about look in the mirror. Be the man in the mirror, Kevin Stefanski. Embrace who you are. We ain't never been to throw the ball down the field hundreds, thousands of times, and we going to put it up like that. That ain't who we been. DTR is coming into this game, and the Browns is on a high. The Browns is on a high. We already here. We are, don't you tell me that we ain't at the doorstep. We right here. See, this is nonsense. Listen, I heard Bull today, but no disrespect to Adam the Bull. You was in left field. You was in left field, buddy. Don't tell me we're going to take 3 steps back when we hired in what you thought we was going to be. Right now, we closer. Let me just be clear about this. We closer to the Chiefs than we is the Bengals. Y'all might need to fight through some stuff tonight. You want to tell me about adversity? Don't tell me about no adversity. You might want to worry about them Ravens tonight. We already got to win against you. We already got to win against them. We closer to the Chiefs than y'all is to us. Let's be clear. You can prognosticate and put everything you want. Browns 6-3. You go out there and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Guess where you at? You at 7-3. You one game in the loss column behind the Chiefs for home field advantage. And you gonna tell me we got guys out here crying? Hey, I've noticed something. Ain't nobody in that Browns locker room seen panic right now. Who you seen panicked? Matter of fact, when the last time you seen a defensive player say something? Huh? I went and watched all 22 for the Ravens to get ready for this game. I went back and watched DTR's old games. And you know what I came out saying? This is what the Baltimore Ravens analysts say. This is what the Baltimore Ravens YouTubers are saying. This is what the all 22 crowd is saying. The Browns came out here and dominated us up front. Kicked our ass. That's exactly what they've been saying. They show how hard Kareem Hunt is running on that goal line. They see how Wyatt Teller's coming off the football. They showed you how ain't nobody blocking Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith is playing with his hair on fire. They showing you the physicality of what you got to deal with. See, all this stuff about the quarterback, listen, quarterbacks can throw the ball, do all that kind of stuff, and I know they count. But one thing that you can't count on is another man with a mindset coming here smacking you in the mouth being physical. We learn why you think when you play defensive line, you don't even worry about the quarterback. Our coaches never even showed us the football. Our coaches never showed us the foot. He said, your job is hand-to-hand combat with these 300-pound monsters up here. You better be worried about what they're doing up front. Then you worry about the quarterback. See, it's time out for that. Everybody is predicated on, well, we hope listen, you can't do nothing if your quarterback is on the dirt. I've never seen no quarterback win no championship from the dirt. And what we need to be worried about right now and get real micro-focused on what's going on, we need to be worried about one game at a time. We're not worried about no doggone Super Bowl caliber, none of that. Yeah, you think you're going to get us distracted with that? We worry about kicking your butt. We worry about breaking you off. We're not worried about 3, 4, 5 games down the road. We worry about you tomorrow. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, we real focused. We focused. They ain't nobody, hey, listen, we ain't went to no funerals. We ain't went to a wake. Ain't nobody died. You still got to get off these blocks. You still got to tackle Kareem Hunt. You still got to deal with Joe Bitonio. Dalvin Tomlinson ain't going nowhere. And that's what you embrace. See, these other squads, and this is what y'all should be getting. That's why I was happy to come on here today. I'm glad I'm in the barbershop today on a Thursday. Here's what y'all need to understand. All that other stuff, I'm excited to talk about the other parts of the football game, because we won that game. Deshaun Watson did his thing, but we won it in the trenches. And you got to be comfortable with the trenches. We comfortable winning games ugly. Think about it. We was winning games ugly the whole year anyway. When was we throwing for 300? Oh, wait, we ain't had one of them yet. Even when Deshaun Watson was lights out for Tennessee, we ain't throw for 300 yards. None of that. What we've shown is that with P.J. Walker, with backup quarterbacks, with Deshaun Watson hurt, we didn't got wins every way you can. Every way you can. Come on now, special teams, another block field goal with Jordan Elliott. Come on now. I'm just talking to, I only need a couple people out here. I only need a couple cats out here. At the end of the day, y'all better wake up. The Browns got an opportunity to continue to keep on striving and doing the thing, but you got to do your part too, bro. Listen, I'm not going to go down. It's the woe is me, same old Browns. The same old Browns didn't have Myles Garrett. The same old Browns didn't have the best defensive coordinator in the league. Same old Browns didn't have one of the best defenses in the world right now. Same old Browns don't run the ball like this. Same old Browns ain't had a number one receiver that's doing what Amari Cooper doing with double coverage. Y'all better wake up, man. Stop letting people talk you out of stuff so easily. What the hell did the Pittsburgh Steelers got? Ain't got nobody on their team. They've been winning ugly this whole year too. I'm tired. Every single time we play somebody, they hyping these dudes up like giants and unicorns and titans and all of the underworld werewolves and banshees and all kind of stuff. Y'all hype these dudes up. And I ain't even seen nothing. To be truthful, I love Darren, but the Kansas City Chiefs ain't really showed me nothing this year. It's year to year. Listen, anybody can catch that smoke. That's how I'm talking. That's how I'm feeling. Anybody can get that smoke. It's time out for us bowing down to other cats when we got right what we need in that locker room. Come on out here to Cleveland and see if you think we crying that Deshaun Watson ain't playing. We ain't doing it. That's the type of energy we need to be on. Anybody get that smoke. Travis Kelce out here looking like he love struck. You got too many commercials, Trav. Don't get it twisted. You might be from Cleveland, but you can lose too. You are op right now. You all ops. All of y'all. Anybody that's standing in the way can get it. And that's the type of attitude and mentality we got to have going into these football games. I ain't saying to Kenny Pickett. He won none of that pick. He ain't won none of that pick. Come on now. And listen, I like Highsmith and TJ Watt, but get off a block then. I got multiple people. Listen, I might just get corny and run goal line. I might just be corny and run goal line the whole way up the field. Get off the block now, TJ. Can't get a sack if you're getting double teamed, TJ. Hey, cut blocks is they're not outlawed. Don't act like you can't get cut out here. Out here running around like these guys. Let's go. Let's get it going. Let me talk to y'all cats real quick. 73 people comment. Hit that like button. Listen, we need to close the gates and be ready to go. We circling the wagons. We ain't hearing nothing with nobody talking about nothing. Come on, bro. Got one of the greatest defenses in the Milky Way. And people try to tell you, season 230. How did that trade work out for you? Come down here and see how the trade worked. Come on out here. You see, we show you how that trade worked out. Yeah, you got to play. You got to play. Let me get this down. Let me see if I got some real ones in the comment section. Anybody real? If you a real, listen, hold on. Before I even go to the comments, if you was a real one, put them ones in there. If you was a real one, put the one in there. If you just trying to, you just fair weather and I'm going to just come Johnny by lately, throw the two in there. But I'm looking for the ones right now. And this is what the type of energy they're having in that locker room right now. They telling people, if you scared, go to church. But we need the real ones in here. Let me see what we got in here, man. Where the ones at, man? Guys out here talking about Super Bowl and how that's going to affect. Listen, I ain't worried about Super Bowl. I'm worried about trying to beat you tomorrow badly. I'm trying to bring the violence to you. Yeah. And when I say legal violence, we're going to be real. We're going to be play extra, and we're going to be putting hands on y'all. We're not worried about Super Bowl, Super Bowl. We worry about kicking Pittsburgh's ass. That's the only thing we care about and taking names. Y'all better understand. Let's get to it, man. Playing no games with these dudes. Where the real ones at? You know what we do. Still drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what it is. We already know what it is. Steelers been taking that L. We still gonna drink that. We drinking that Kool-Aid. Hey, you come back and see me now. You come back and see me. When the Browns go out there and do their thing, I need you to pull up on me. Don't be going nowhere. Don't be saying that your internet is down. I need you to pull right back up on me and be like, yeah, you was right, G. Bush, because I'd have been right 3, 4, 5,000 times. All of them had to drink that Kool-Aid when I told them what P.J. Walker was going to do when we played the four. I'm the only one who picked him last week. Hopefully your O-line can protect to give the kids some time. Settle, pound the rock. Defense will be fine. Tell them, let's go. Let's go. We back. You know what it is. What up, Johnny? Me and my son agreed that we didn't get this far 6-3 by relying only on Watson. Go Brownies. We could do this. Let's let the dogs out. How about Timmons, Laybach, and Van Noy? That set the tone. Badassery. Let's go, G. Bush. 285. Hit that. Listen, hit that like. Hit that like. Stop playing with us, man. LOL, that threw me off when Bull said that he was sent home because that's still funny. Well, yeah, I just smiled like, yo, that was still funny. That hit me. That hit different in studio too. It hit different in studio because I didn't like, and it was like it when he said it, I wasn't expecting it, and he said it like. And then Aditi was laughing, and then it was kind of like, I don't know if he was scarred by that. It seemed like he went through some stuff with that. Like, he had internalized that a little bit. Like, he still remember that story. Hey, why spend 230 minutes on a quarterback, but y'all run the ball? That's so Cleveland. Closer than the Chiefs is G and them gummies sound like, just kidding, don't get me going your feelings. Hey, I ain't in my feelings. Hey, we spent here's the crazy part about it. The most disrespectful part about that is this. Who should you be laughing at? The fact that the Browns spent 230 on a quarterback that don't play, but they still smoked you with the garbage news they got. I would think, listen, that's like, y'all respect who got shot. I respect the shooter. Like, to be truthful, there's a lot of teams that shouldn't be saying 230 nothing because they'd be like, well, why did you lose to a quarterback with P.J. Walker? Why would you lose? Like, that means you don't even need it. Like, to be truthful, like that's like somebody being like, yeah, I got an AR-15, but I'm just gonna use a Ginsu knife. like you're a bad dude. Then you're like, dang, you ain't gonna use the semi on me? You just gonna. Don't do that, guys. I didn't really say anything about that. Listen, I do not condone using any of that. Don't you go get triggered. None of y'all. Don't get triggered. I didn't say nothing. Do you think? Hey, Browns are unpredictable. And you know what we do? DTR. Let's get it going. Kool-Aid Mafia, 7-3. Here we come. 7-3. Here we come. We're not playing around with y'all. First and foremost, I'm not playing around with y'all. Let me get to my first break so we can give them. We got some super chats coming in. We see y'all up there coming up. I'm gonna let you know. Coming up here in a moment. I'm gonna let you know why the Browns still gonna win the AFC North. We'll talk about that when we get back. It's G. Bush here on the Barbershop YouTube channel. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, I'm a man of my word, man. I listen. I told you ain't nobody doing this like I'm doing this, man. Listen, there's nobody out here putting the time, energy, and effort in, and I'm breaking cats off with merchandise. As many shirts as I sell, I still give them out to the people because I need y'all to have that out there. And you know what we do, how we do it in the barbershop. Last week, we got a big win. I said I'm going to give away 10 Mafia rags, 10 of them. All you got to do is subscribe to the Bushline Beauty store. And guess what? Subscribe to our newsletter. You get it automatically entered. I told you, I got so happy in a post-game show. I said, listen, I'm giving away 5 Kool-Aid Mafia shirts as well. So now let's go ahead and let people know who the winners are. So we got Solomon Rogers. He got a rally flag. These 10 guys got rally flags. DK Lassick 334, Amber Amden, Billy Fagan, Masanti Jones, Richie Hart, Jacob Dabenbaugh, 9, I would say Wyrick, 1975, C. Klein, 780, Sabrina LaCava, Ryan Nicole Johnson, Yoshi _ Dolce, 2006, Jonathan Cummings, Kevin Smith, and Double K Creative. Congratulations to all 15 of those people. They either received the t-shirt or the rally flag. And guess what? It's all courtesy of G. Bush and Barbershop. All you got to do is listen. It's the only place you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to type nothing. You ain't got to do. All you got to do is just listen how you win. And we give out gear every single week. There's nobody in Cleveland in the country doing it like us. And shout out to the Kool-Aid Mafia. All right, we back at it. Hit that like button, 295 in here. We're talking a little bit about the Cleveland Browns. This is a pep talk. All the real ones get your pep talk together. See, it's a lot of cats that talk you up out of it, right? We talked about why we're going to beat the Steelers and be 7-3 on Sunday. If you're a naysayer, please pull up on me after when we in the UCSS post-game show. Because I want to hear you. Because there was a lot of Ravens guys that we just didn't see no more. Where are the Ravens people that was in the chat? I'm just confused, chat. Like, chat, there was a bunch of it's a bunch of cats out here in that chat. Where they at now? Crickets. Cricket, better be. And I'm going to be front row and center waiting on that Cincinnati Bengals. Matter of fact, before we get into what my comment is, who do you got? Who do y'all got tonight and why? Just go ahead and either put Bengals or Ravens. Who do we got? We'll talk about it. Who you got? Who you got and why? And who do you want to win? So we'll go over that as well. Who you got winning? Ravens, Bengals tonight. AFC North implications is there. Since we're talking about the North, let me know who you got, Ravens or the Bengals, and we'll read those comments off coming up here in a bit. Right? Here's what we got to say. Browns will still win the AFC North. And the reason the Browns are going to still continue to win the AFC North is this. The tough part of their schedule is already out of here. Like, you've already played the Ravens twice. If you win this game, which I endorse, and they will win this game against Pittsburgh on Sunday, you've already played Pittsburgh twice. The only other AFC North team that you got left is the Bengals, and the Bengals might be out of here by the time December hit. They might not even be in playoff contention. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it already, you got the division out of the way. And let me pull the schedule up. Let me pull that schedule up real quick. Pull that schedule up. Because I want to be very pinpoint and clear on what's going on. Let me show you this. This is crazy. So, after this game, Brown's schedule. Let me get this one. Okay. After coming up here. So you got this game, week 11, you got the Steelers. The week after that, you got the Broncos. Now, the Broncos was looking terrible at the beginning of the season. They go into Buffalo and get a win. The Broncos have been playing better. It's a 4:05 game. It's at Denver. And I will say this. When you're looking at it, you got to look at the situation and say, okay, well, now it's difficult playing in Denver, but the Browns have the defensive edge. These games are going to be closer. right? Because you do have a rookie quarterback. You got to take into account for that. But let's be clear. If they win the game 7-3 and they beat the Steelers, you got the Broncos, you got the Rams. Those teams are beatable. Those teams are very beatable, right? But it's going to be a little closer because you do have a DTR, right? But at Denver, at LA, then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars that want to be a legitimate playoff team. But they've been getting, listen, that's a beatable game. Then you got the Chicago Bears, Houston Texans, which are playing very well with CJ Stroud, who's playing out of his mind, and week 17 at the New York Giants. And then week 18, you got the Cincinnati Bengals, the last game of the season. Now, your hopes is that everything is locked up. You ain't even got to play nobody against the Bengals that week. But let's be clear. Look at the schedule that they had to start the season. When you started the season with the Bengals at Pittsburgh, the Tennessee Titans, you got the Baltimore Ravens, you had a bye. Then you come back with San Francisco. The Colts played you tough. At Seattle, you had a layoff with the week 9 and with the Cardinals. But week 10, you had Baltimore again. So the hardest part of your schedule where you can think about chalking these wins up or and being down, think about this. They ain't got blown out no games. Even in their losses, they lost to Pittsburgh 26-22, right? They lose that game because of a strip sack. They beat the Bengals 24-3. They beat the Tennessee Titans 27-3. The game against they got beat 28-3 by the Baltimore Ravens, but we know that was a DTR game, wasn't ready to go. They beat the San Francisco 49ers. They beat on the road at Indianapolis. They should have beat in week 8. They had that game in the back, in their back pocket. They lose 24-20. So what games have they been blown out of? None. And that's without a quarterback. That's without a quarterback who I repeat, we have not had a 300-yard game yet throwing the football. And somebody made a joke about running the football. Like, I'm confused why you feel that's a joke. If you ask any dude, if you ask any defensive coordinator, if you ask any guy that is worth his salt in talking about the game of football, you already know one thing. If you go ask them what's the number one objective, you know what they're going to tell you as any defensive coordinator? Stop the run. Because if you can't stop the run, you can't stop nothing. And right now, people can't stop what the Browns is doing running, and that's what second team backs. So when people laughing and joking like, oh, you guys run the ball, you really telling yourself. Every defensive person, it keeps people up at night? Not being able to tackle people and stop the run. That's what keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Not throwing the ball, going 5 wide and saying, because quiet is kept. Let me ask you a question. Where's all of that high-power offense right now? I got guys that have been telling me, Patrick Mahomes, I'm trying to trade him. I got people telling me, listen, I got Patrick Mahomes fantasy. He ain't doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, where all them points that the Dolphins was throwing up? All them gaudy points that they was throwing up in the beginning of the season. Not so much now, right? We've been hearing about the Bills for how many years? And how Josh Allen just throws for 1,000. Yeah, they offensive coordinator just got fired, right? He just got fired. Dorsey. All of these points that's mythically going on out there, all these high-power offenses and guys throwing it all around the park. At Brock Purdy, I've seen you be shut down. So my thing is, that's the point that people don't understand. The things that continue to be travel-worthy when it gets cold outside is this. We run the ball, we play defense. That always travels. We got a kicker that's clutch and that's hitting field goals, and we got a kicker that is booming the hell out of the football. Special teams, running the ball, best defense, all match with December and January. And if you ask that and you go down and list the teams in the AFC North and you say, okay, who has the best special teams? I like the Ravens and Tucker. I like them. Right? We got to stop dropping punts. We ain't getting nothing out the punt return game. But if you look out at AFC teams and you say who got the best special teams, who got the best running game, and who got the best defense, Cleveland Browns got all three of those. Y'all might have quarterback, y'all might have offense, but all of that stuff get real tight. It get real tight when it comes to now you got to do that. Now you have to do that in cold weather and inclement weather. Everything that we do well matches in that weather. So when it comes to the AFC North, you've already looked at the schedule. The schedule lines up well. You've already caught your teams when you needed to catch them. You already have those division games mostly out of the way if you take care of business this week. And everything that you do well, guess what? That travels when it gets cold outside. If I'm another team, I want no parts of playing the Cleveland Browns. I'm just be truthful with you. I don't want it. If you look at any team out there, who do you want to play? You want to play, hey, let's look at the Chargers. You know, let's look at the teams that may be competing, the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you're taking a look at even the Houston Texans and those things. If you want to ask me who I want to play in the playoffs, I want no parts of the Cleveland Browns. I'm just sorry. I don't. I just don't. Especially I know that I got a Omega level mutant over there. And when we're talking about Myles Garrett, this is the Phoenix Force right here. This is Apocalypse right here. Mm-hmm. You do know this is Magneto over there. You do know he could change your whole storyline, right? You do know that, right? Ain't many people got one of them. You got an Omega level mutant over there. It's a problem. Let's get back to these. Let's get right back to these comments. I feel I'm cooking right now. It's okay to say I'm cooking. I feel like I'm cooking right now. After getting the disappointing news about Watson, I had to step back and get mentally strong for the next few days. So I chose to watch DTR film, and I gotta say, I think we're gonna be okay. That's the way you do it. I went right in the lab. I said, let me check out some of this. Let me see what wrinkles we can run. Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got, man. What you see when you did that? Nice quick release, mobile. Those two traits Kevin Stefanski loves. DTR needs to play like Kenny Mittens and the Browns will win. Hey, and you know what that means? That means we're going to take care of that football. We're going to keep taking care of that football. Ride with us or collide with them. I like that. Ride or collide. I like that. Mm-hmm. Somebody, go ahead and put that in there. Somebody understand. James, you understand. There is a power. There's a power in synergy and two touching and agreeing out here. And there is power of life and death in the tongue. I mean, if you ain't got nothing positive, don't say it. But when you put that energy out there, when you lay it out there and be like, this is what we doing? Come on, man. I ain't the first to say it. Where them ones at? You know what we riding. Let's get to these is the riders out here. Let me just show you how many people riding with you. If you watching at home, we got the riders out here, bro. If you ain't all day, we ain't listen, this ain't no fly by night. It's all good. This ain't no fly by night, guys. No days off. You got one of the best screen names I've seen, sir. I wish I had it. I look at it sometimes and just ponder and just wonder what would I be if I had a name like this. No days off is crazy. DeAndre, come on, man. You know what we doing. I'm gonna make sure everybody see all the ones. These are what the real dudes is doing. We ain't prognosticating. We ain't falling back. We're not about to let y'all come in here and get no win. It's not gonna happen. And when we get back to it, we're gonna be loud. It's going to be hard to hear. It's going to be... I ain't playing with my church, bro, but I still give one. At G Bush, just like the Browns, we got to act 1-0 as fans. That's what it is. Hey, man, shout out to you, Lenny. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's step up and go ahead and do your thing. Get that membership. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I feel like I get extra credit for that. I don't get nothing by the membership, but I just like when people come just because you like this show. I love it. Love it. Let's get to the super chat. G, yesterday was a devastating day for sure. I'm curious if you think we should not now root for Baltimore tonight, like Bull said. Hey, listen, Jeffrey, thank you so much for the super chat. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for them to get broke off. I'm just looking for. Listen, this is I laughed and joked. I said this is like Russia versus China. I mean, I'm not friends with neither one of y'all, but I would love to see y'all just beat each other up. Why don't you weaken each other? Hey, because at the end of the day, I'm rooting for the L for somebody. I'm going to just watch that game with my eyes glued like, yeah, go ahead and give him that work. Yeah, go ahead and give him that 1-2. Yeah, I need them to come out of here tired, angry, and possibly beaten and battered, ready to go. Now, listen, don't get – if you're jumping on here trying to say G. Bush said he wanted injuries, stop lying to yourself. Just quit. Just quit it. Just quit it. Not going to do that. One more. New member, Beerhead 007. I appreciate you, my guy. And hey, look, hey. You know I'm a real one. Shout out to just F Jig. He says, G. Bush sent me my Kool-Aid Mafia hoodie all the way out here in Sydney, Australia. Much love, bro. Like, it's all love, bro. Ain't nobody doing it like this, man. Listen, these guys be faking. I told you what I was doing when I came into the game. It's all about I'm people's champ. It wasn't about, hey, you see what everybody doing now. Everybody want to stream now. People start to realize, hey, you got to go right to the people. You got to go right. You got to build your audience, bro. And the best way to build your audience is to show that we all in this thing together, and y'all not doing it. I used to want to do giveaways. They said, I don't know, it's too much red tape, G. Bush. We might get in trouble. You have to have specific rules. And I ain't got no time for that. That's why I do what I do. And that's why I always keep where I'm at. I ain't got no time for that. I go right to the people. Be like, where you live at? What's your address? Boom, I'm sending it. You live in Jump? Boom, I'm sending it. We're going to figure out a way. He's like, my man right here said, I don't know, G. Bush was going. We sending it. I appreciate you guys. With that being said, coming up in this next break, we got to talk about this. We got to do our part too. Sunday, we need to do our part. I'll let you know what I'm talking about coming back next. It's G. Bush in the barbershop on the UCSS YouTube channel. Let me talk to my people. If you're going to have a show called The Barbershop, you got to have a show called The Barbershop. You got to tell them where you get your hair cut. Shout out to my man, Jason, at Phenomenal Barbershop. Let's book an appointment today, 216-385-8861. At Phenomenal is family friendly. Bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your children, bring your grandmother, bring it. It's friendly. No cursing. We don't do all that extra stuff. Now, Jason may talk your ears off about the Browns. He is one of the biggest Browns backers in the area. You want to go see Jason and tell him G. Bush sent you, make sure you go to 1-827 Detroit Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio, 44107. He can definitely schedule you an appointment. You can book your appointment online today. You can actually book your appointment. You go anytime you want. You don't even have to stand in line. Just get there. Make sure you call him. Let him know G. Bush sent you, 216-385-8861. Once again, 216-385-8861. Phenomenal Barbershop in Lakewood. Check them out. Yes, indeed. Let's get back off into it. We got a little bit of time. I got a little started a little late here. I had to make sure I put my list together and shout out to the people that did win some stuff. So we started a little late here, got about 10 more minutes or so. And before I went to break, I told you guys, man, it's Sunday. We need to do our part. And I said this little conversation that I had before. We need to start doing our part. We need to start. We make it too easy for cats to just come into what we trying to do and shut what we trying to do down. We make it way too easy. When we start doing what we need to do, we need to start doing it like this. Bro, you're not going to start bad-mouthing our players. All that $230 million conversation, we should have been shut that down. And for me, I'm shutting it down myself. I've already said it. If I see massage jokes on Twitter, block immediately. Immediately block. We don't listen. First of all, you're being disrespectful to people that may have been victims of sexual assault. And second of all, you just being a troll out here. You're a grown man. You pay taxes. Why would you have children and you make a massage jokes? That ain't funny. A lot of y'all cats out here is corny. Suckers. I don't like y'all. Another thing too, it's time out for letting the national media come down here and tell us what we should be doing. Y'all been calling us dumpster fires forever. But you ain't gonna keep calling us dumpster fires and you're gonna have a great time down here. You can get booed too. Boo, we don't like you. We don't like your national coverage. We'll listen to the radio. Y'all cats know. It's time out for that. We gotta be united. We gotta be united in what we're trying to do. They don't let the Green Bay Packers fans ain't sure as heck ain't about to let nobody do that. You ever notice that? See, that's the problem. That's the problem. They come down here and think they get their light little jokes off on us. And sometimes it makes me mad because we got a lot of local dudes out here that sound like they trying to audition for something. There's a lot of local dudes think they don't get invited to the cookouts or the bar mitzvahs or the block parties. I ain't trying to be part of none of that. It's time out for local cats sounding like they trying to audition, beating up the Browns, beating up what we trying to do. And when it was warranted, sure. When it's warranted, I'm going to get in here and tell you the truth. But sometimes y'all dudes y'all act like I don't know if we in Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, or Baltimore. When we get big time wins, we can't even. You got dudes, but well, we had this happen though. But we can't even get our money off. And so my thing is, they make it easy. But teams that have been bad for years, like the Bears, guess what? They ain't gonna say that because it's Chicago. The Dallas Cowboys ain't won nothing since the early 90s. You know why I don't say nothing? Because it's Dallas. Come on now. Like really, let's be clear about this. Like, the Green Bay Packers, they be doing some dumpster fire stuff too, but they don't say it because you know why? They got respect for the Packers. And they know the cheeseheads ain't going to let you get that off. They'll run you off every board in here. They sitting down bowing to the Pittsburgh Steelers and they go 8-8 for like the last 12, 15 years. It's time out for that. We better start rallying up. We got to do our part. When these dudes come in, when Pittsburgh come in here this week, if you listening and you at that Muni lot, I need you to be extra. I need a throwback appearance from Dog Pound. I need something from y'all cats that's going. I need some noise. I need that energy. I need that effort. Because there's one thing that I believe in. It is nothing like a home field advantage. It ain't nothing like tense atmosphere when you got a rivalry game. Right now, you do your part. If you're not trying to be out there yelling and screaming and rabid, give your tickets to your friend. Give your tickets to your neighbor. Hey, I'm sure there's another group of people that can't get down there that's ready to get down there. When you go, don't be on no corporate stuff. Don't be closing no deals. We ain't trying to hear that. You close deals at the Cavs games. You close deals at the Guardians game when you can talk during the 7th inning stretch. But when you go to Browns games, we need you to be involved and active. Here's how you know. When we get a call against us, we need to hear boos, even if it was a good call. Boo! Yeah, I mean, G. Bush, it was clearly holding on the Jumbotron. It was clearly holding. Boo! I don't care what it was booed. I need y'all, listen, they supposed to have to call timeouts. They supposed to be on third downs, incoherent. We better be doing our part. I'm doing my part. You know why? Well, I ain't having it. I take L's all the time. I didn't win against Rich Eisen. I didn't win against Dan Patrick. I didn't win against Brady Quinn. I didn't win against Stephen A. Smith. Listen. It's documented. You go check. Just search G. Bush on YouTube, and you see what my resume is. I ain't get invited to no ESPYs. I ain't invited to none of that. I'm part of the Kool-Aid Mafia. You already know what it is. We got to do our part. This is a game we must have. This game should not be close. This game against the Pittsburgh Steelers is our coming out party. We about to show every single person that when you play the Cleveland Browns, you ain't just playing one person. You're playing everybody. You're playing the city. You playing the crowd. You're playing the concessions workers. You're playing the kickers. You're playing the politicians. When you come in here, you're supposed to be gravely uncomfortable. I might flood the opposing locker room with just water. I'm going to just let it mildew in there. They're like, you dirty for that, G. Bush. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, you're right. We got to do our part, man. That's supposed to be the loudest stadium we done heard this year. For all them times that they done came down here with Ben Roethlisberger, took over our stadium, waved them terrible little garbage flags and them horrible, stupid black and yellow jerseys. I would listen. I wish some days I pray. Give me 2 more snaps, God. I know I ain't got it in me. I know I ain't got it. I'll give you 2-3 more snaps. That takes 5 years off your life expectancy. G. Bush, you trying to do that? I don't know. Let me ask my wife. I just 3 more. Let's go. Let's go, man. What y'all got to talk about, man? Let's get back into the state. Where we at? Let me get this banner down. I just be talking. Where we at? hey, right? Ohio individual, they got the Jets on that joint every week. Why every time we got to see the Jets and the Las Vegas Raiders? The Bears is trash, and they still put them on. Still put them on. Let's get it, man. Let me get this up, man. Hey, they don't be talking crazy in person. You're right. Hey, by the way, yeah. Shout out to Cleveland Mike. Hey, Uber. We don't need any extra excesses on the street. Thank you. Drive safe. Drive safe out there. If your team is in Cleveland, I'm ready looking at you with the critical eye. You really don't understand. I'm not going to lie to myself, but these dudes and their guy punches ain't for me. We aren't the same. I don't know. Anyway, we ready to go, man. We got a new member. Jay, I don't even know what that says. Track. G. Bush, my first time on Preacher, brother. I appreciate you, as always. All these guys. See, y'all see how y'all be doing too much, man. I appreciate y'all, man. That towel is 100% for charity, man. G. Bush, I blame you. G. Bush, I blame you for Deshaun Watson being out. Why you have to say all that on a Tuesday? Hey, man, listen, we was rocking and rolling. Deshaun was too. We was out here moving around, bro. Thank you, G. Don't let them come up here and be disrespectful to our friend. Hey, we're not doing that. We very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I hit the like button. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Let me see if I go back up here and see who they got. Ravens. I'm interested in this. Ravens. Let's see. They don't even care about the Ravens and the Bengals. Y'all don't even care. Y'all don't even know the Baltimore. Y'all don't even care about the Ravens or the Bengals. He was like, who cares? We just here to hear the smoke. We just here for the smoke, man. With that being said, man, listen, we appreciate y'all coming in. And I just want to say this before we roll out. This is a pivotal game, and I hope y'all understand that it gives y'all's confidence back. Because after we win this game, it's going to be a fun season. Every single game that we watch from here on out is must-watch TV for the Cleveland Browns. I'm expecting something big, man. I want to thank everybody for the happy birthday wishes. Shout out to my brother Earl the Pearl. His birthday is this week. Shout out to my wife. Her birthday is coming up. And shout out to everybody in Cleveland Browns Nation. We want to thank Deshaun Watson. We praying for you, bro. Hopefully you get back in time and understand. The real ones understand. We getting rid of all that $230 million conversation because you showed what you was about. If there's one thing that he showed you, shut your mouth if you don't know. Shut your mouth and know your role. The man went out there, was 14 with a terrible ankle, a broken shoulder, a torn labrum, and he still smoked the Ravens on the road. At the end of the day, blood in, blood out. He's a Brown now. With that being said, you don't never know where I'm going to show up at. And by the way, hey, they say we ain't got a quarterback, but I keep saying this. Yeah, we might not have no quarterback, but we got an Omega mutant. We got a guy called, you know what his name is, Miles Garrett.